Hey guys, welcome back to Furniture Flipping Teacher. If you're new here, my name is Lauren and I am a full-time kindergarten teacher who flips furniture on the side that I used to put toward my student loan debt, but now we are saving up for a down payment on a house, as well as helping teachers pay off their student loan debt and giving them a little bit of extra money for their classrooms. Today, I've got this entryway table, and it is actually a custom piece. She just dropped it off like an hour ago, so I'm excited to get started on it. We are going to go with just kidding, I'm not gonna tell you what color we're gonna go with, even though you could probably see it in the B-roll. Anyway, we are going to be giving this a new look, and it's going to be kind of a statement piece in her entryway. She brought this to me from Facebook Marketplace, and I am excited to get started. I've never done an entryway table before. This is going to just be a quick flip, and I hope that you guys will be able to see how something so simple can upscale something like an entryway that needs a lot of wow when someone first walks into your house. So let's get started. I'm gonna go ahead and remove the hardware. All right, we're gonna get this hardware removed, and I am gonna be keeping this piece of hardware because I'm gonna be replacing it for her. She wants a more gold one. So we're just kind of trading out. And this one will be cool for another just one knob thing, maybe a nightstand or something like that. But I always love to keep the hardware off of other pieces because you can use it on other pieces that may match better. So now that we've got the hardware off, that was easy. We're gonna go ahead and clean. Today, we're just gonna use some plain old Dawn dish soap to get all this clean. I've gotten some questions on the different cleaners that I use, and the reason that I like to use just a variety is just to show you guys that there's no right cleaner. There's tons of different ones out there, and the only stipulation that you need to have is it needs to be a degreaser so that you can get the oils and grease and dirt and grime and so on off of the surface. As you can also tell, this has a really glossy finish here, and it's a little bit escalated because of the water, but it really is smooth. And so what we're gonna have to do before we apply any paint is to scuff sand. And so scuff sanding is just gonna be with a pretty fine grit. I'm gonna do a 180 on this, and that'll be ready for paint. And just scuff sanding it with that 180 grit will be able to take down that shine and roughen it up so that that paint can better adhere to the surface. All right, and now we rinse. So I like to have this two-sided bucket here. I got mine at Menards. I'm sure there's similar things like it on Amazon, but what I like to do is do my dirty cleaner water in here and then just some fresh water to rinse after, because you need to get that cleaner then off of the surface, or else then your paints, that's what it's gonna adhere to. So definitely need to clean after you rinse. I will see if I can find a double-sided bucket on Amazon, and I'll link it down below in the description. This wasn't me. This was not me, you guys. She came and this was already off. So I'm gonna try to go ahead and just glue that back on for them right there. We need to dry the surface last so that before we sand, it's dry. You just don't wanna be sanding a wet surface. It'll really gnaw at the wood and not be very good. Okay, we're all clean, we're all dry, so now let's get to scuff sanding. Like I said, I'm gonna be using 180 grit here. I'm using my Surf Prep sander, and I'll link that down below in the description. But we're just gonna give it a quick scuff sand and also get some of these little tiny scratches out, but nothing is too deep, so it shouldn't really be an issue. Let's get going. finished sanding, so we're gonna wipe all this dust back. I'm gonna glue on that piece, and then we should be ready to paint. That sanding really took the gloss off, the shine, so that's perfect, so that our paint will adhere really well. And the paint that I'm using is a all-in-one paint. We are going to skip the part of priming because it has the primer in it, and then we're also gonna be skipping the part of top coat. Pause this video right now. Let me know down below what you think the paint that I'm going to be using is called. I'm watching you. Go do it. All right, we're gonna get this piece on here with some wood glue. So I'm just gonna apply a little bit of this Tight Bond premium wood glue. I always apply more glue than necessary for some reason, but all right, we're gonna get that on there. Stick it on, hold it there. And then we're gonna let that dry for a little bit.
Babe, I am starving, and I think it's time to eat.
Okay, I'll be in a minute.
Thank you.
Well, I guess that does it for this. This has got to dry, and it's perfect that he's hungry because this video is actually sponsored by Green Chef. So let's go cook up some food. So Neiman and I have been struggling finding something a little bit more healthier for us, and so we decided to go with Green Chef. Between flipping furniture and being a full-time kindergarten teacher, we really need something that lessens the time at the grocery store. This is so much more convenient. It is delivered straight to our house. The meals are already pre-portioned out for you, so that really helps. And they have so many options for so many different lifestyles, including keto, vegan, vegetarian, paleo. Neiman and I decided to go with the balanced diet. We get to choose what we want. So we got sent Korean beef noodle stir fry, Peruvian chicken with aji verde, and Greek pork couscous bowl. All right, and I think Neiman and I have decided to go with the Korean beef noodle and stir fry. So it came with 3 meals. There's several options for how many meals you want per week. We decided to go with the 3 meals. You can also choose how many meals you want. Do you want it for 2 people, 4 people, 6 people, and so on? Green Chef is a USDA certified organic company. Green Chef offers 9 recipes to choose from weekly within every meal plan. It was a ton of fun to be able to utilize Green Chef. The way all of the ingredients were pre-packaged really made it easy for Neiman and I to implement our amazing chef abilities. Okay, maybe just mine. We've decided that Neiman will stick to the camera. Anyway, this meal took us about 25 to 30 minutes to cook, which really isn't bad. There was minimal prep work as the recipes included pre-made measured sauces, dressings, and spices, so you can get more flavor in less time, which is an absolute must for our busy lives. Go to greenchef.us/90EATFFT and use code 90EATFFT to get $90 off, including free shipping on your first box. That meal was so good. It was easy, fast, and yummy all in one. So if you guys are interested in the Green Chef meal kit, head down below. There is a link in the description and you will not be disappointed. Thank you to Green Chef for sponsoring this video. Now we are going to get on over to our paint. It is time to paint, my favorite part. Were you right in your comment down below? When you paused the video a few minutes ago, did you guess the right paint? I am going to be using Dixie Belle's new Silk All-in-One Mineral Paint. And this is, I've used it a couple of times. I did use the anchor on the buffet of the piece that my neighbor bought when I paid off my student loan debt. But again, that video is full of so many other things and probably got distracted by all of that. So I wanted to use it again, and I'm gonna be mixing 2 colors. I've actually done this color before on another dresser that was over on Dixie Belle's channel. If you guys haven't checked that out, be sure to go over there and look at that video. Anyway, we're gonna be mixing this because this is just a little too bright for my client, and so she wanted to kind of dull it down a little bit, and so I suggested kind of adding some black in there. So we're gonna get some mixtures going, and then we're gonna get to paint. All right, so we're gonna start out with the Cape Current, and we need to just mix this up a little bit. It's been sitting for a while. We gotta mix those pigments all together. And so we're just going to start out with 1 part Cape Current. When you're mixing paint, it's important that you know how much you are using. And it doesn't have to be that I have to fill this again for 1 part, but as long as my parts are equal to each other, then we should be good on matching color if I don't make enough paint. And I hope that I don't make too much because then that kind of wastes it. And then we're gonna do, I think like a 1/2 a part of black, the anchor. And then measuring about a 1/2 a part of the anchor to go in there. And we'll mix that around. Hope that I didn't get too much. Might have gotten a little too much black. I say measure and then I just throw some in. Okay, hopefully I made enough. Okay, we are ready to put some paint on. I'm gonna use the Scarlet brush. You guys know how much I love these types of brushes. Melange, Dixie Belle, they've got it going on. First coat's done, and this is why I love the silk paint. It's just one and done. It's all in one paint. So we will need a second coat because it didn't quite get covered all the way, but after it dries, we'll come back for coat number 2. Time for coat number 2, except on the drawer because I definitely forgot to do a first coat on the drawer. So we're gonna do a quick first coat on the drawer. Do coat number 2 here, and then this should be ready for coat number 2 by the time I'm finished with that. I just put a lid on my cottage cheese container to keep that paint that I mixed, as well as put my brush inside of a baggie to, well, just to save some time of not having to wash the brush. And it's good as new. So one tip is you just want to make sure that your surface is free of dust. So for instance, it's pretty windy out here today, so I had a little bit of dust and particles on the top after I had finished the rest of it. So I just wiped all those off with a microfiber cloth, and now I can go ahead and paint. Also with this silk mineral paint, you want to be pretty careful not to overwork it. So not too many strokes over the same area, essentially, is what that means. And that's just because you want it to do its thing. You don't need to do it for it. It should level out pretty nicely, and you don't need to just continue brushing it. And I like to do just one more swipe over the whole thing, especially on the tops, just to make sure that if there are any brush stroke marks, that they'll all be kind of evened out and going the same direction. Cool, so we're gonna get a second coat on the drawer front, but other than that, all it's gotta do is dry, you guys. Like I said, top coat is built in along with the primer. This is one of probably my favorite paints for those two reasons. You don't have to prime. Sometimes I prime with it. The top coat is probably my least favorite part, and that is just because honestly, I'm like, well, it looks finished, so can it just be finished? But no, it's not. It has to have a top coat. This specific piece does not have to have a top coat because of the paint. So also, it's gonna be a lower traffic area. If you're using the silk paint with a higher traffic area, maybe like a table or something like that, that's gonna get a ton of traffic, then I would probably recommend to do just one quick top coat. But something like this that's not gonna have a lot of traffic should be just perfect without the top coat since it's built in. So we've got two options for hardware, and I'm actually gonna be attaching both one at a time, taking a picture and sending over to her to see what they want to choose. So we're gonna get one on, stage it up, and then we'll get the other one on and stage it up. Circle. So there's the bar and there's the circle. I think I would choose the bar, but I'm gonna send them over to her and see what she wants to do. All right, so between the T-bar and the little circle knob, she decided to go with the circle knob, so that's what I'm gonna go ahead and attach. And she's done. It took only 2 hours to flip this. That is what you can expect out of the silk paint from Dixie Belle. Again, I love the paint, no primer, no top coat. This is gonna be really durable and just easy to wipe off. I'm excited to get a picture back from her when she sends me one when it is in her entryway. And yeah, it's finished. So I don't think we've talked about the pricing yet. Like I said, she got this off Facebook Marketplace, so I didn't have to spend any money up front. And with 2 hours in, a little bit of silk paint and a new knob, but I got to keep her old knob, I charged her $175. So that's gonna just be straight profit other than about $10 for the paint and the hardware. So we're at a profit of $165 that gets to go straight toward our down payment on a house. I'm gonna go ahead and stage it up, but I also wanted to talk to you guys about just how easy this was and how you can transform the look of your entryway or something, even your room, whatever you want to transform. You know, getting used furniture off of Facebook Marketplace, she spent about $25 on this table, and then I charged her that $175. But if you're doing it on your own, all it would take would buying, you know, a can of paint, which the silk paint, it's around $20 for a can, and then the hardware, you know, less than $2 a piece. So this flip turned out great. And really, if you were doing this on your own, it could have just been around $50 maybe to transform the look of your entryway or your dressers or whatever you are trying to transform. So you don't only have to flip furniture for profit, you can also grab furniture online and flip it for yourself to kind of upscale your own home as well. And also you can save some money in the meantime because you're doing all the work yourself. But when you're going to Nebraska Furniture Mart or IKEA or even just buying something brand new online, you're gonna be spending a lot more money than you could if you were just DIYing something yourself. Flipping doesn't only have to be for profit, and it can just upscale your home too. So thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to get subscribed down below to continue on our journey of helping teachers and also putting a little bit of money toward a down payment on our house. Follow us over on Instagram at Furniture Flipping Teacher, because we love posting behind the scenes, and we can't wait for summer because we're having so much in store for you guys over there on Instagram, but also here on YouTube if you don't have Instagram. We are 4 days away from summer, so stick around, get subscribed, like this video below. And also I would love to know if you guys have done any DIY projects to upscale your home. Let me know down in the comments, and I'll see you on the flip side.